Episode, we're going to break down the Bulls' fourth loss in a row, this time coming at the hands of the Orlando Magic. We're going to get into that, some flashes from the rookie Dalen Terry, and then what are the things that are ailing this team. We're going to get into all that and more right after this.
You are Locked On Bulls, your daily podcast on the Chicago Bulls, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Thank you for tuning in to Locked On Bulls. Remember, the Locked On Podcast Network, where it's your team every day. Today's episode is brought to you by LinkedIn. LinkedIn Jobs help you find the qualified candidates you want to talk to faster. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/LockedOnNBA. That's Pat, the designer, host, and creator of the Windy City Breeze. I'm Haize, host and creator of Chicago Bulls and Chicago Bears Central. Pat, we got another loss to talk about. The Bulls losing their fourth in a row. Remember this time last week where the Bulls were one game below 500? Man, how times have changed, bro.
Yeah, I mean, and what is there to say about this team, right? It's what I said at the beginning of the year, still being the same issue here at the end of the year. You're trying to run a 2005 offense in 2023. It's not going to work. Bulls are a top 12 defense.
Yeah.
Actually, they're a top 10 defense. Actually, they're almost the top 5 defense in the NBA. They can't score. They have 3 dudes that literally could put up 40 on any given night, but together they can't score. And it doesn't even look like they try most times. They have no ability to get into the lane. I don't understand what they're trying to do with getting the ball into Vooch. That nobody can throw a bounce pass inside or a pass inside.
Hold on, pause, because you brought up passing and I'm triggered. Have you ever seen a player in a game try to attempt so many jump passes as Zach LaVine?
Yes, DeMar DeRozan.
if we took a shot for every time one of those two players either made a jump pass or had a turnover, there's no way we'd have alcohol poisoning. We'd be dead.
It's DeMar, bro. That's the one that it is. That's who like there's no excuse for it. There's no explanation for it. You can tell that there's a need for a point guard on this team, but a point guard doesn't fix all the things. A point guard doesn't fix heart with this team, right? Like, listen, sure, bring Russell Westbrook in. He's going to be able to pass the ball better. He's not going to fix 12 other guys wanting to come out there and play on a night in, night out basis, showing that you know what tonight showed me? And mark the date down. Mark down whatever the date is. What is it?
2/13/2023.
2023. The Chicago Bulls have given up on the season.
Oh, you could tell by the body
and they are just
bro.
trying to get to the end of the year. The Chicago Bulls have given up on the season, and I've given up on them for this season. I 5 games above 500, you know what? They could get to 10 games above 500. I wouldn't believe that this team, they don't actually have the ability to get to 10 games above 500. But there's no heart, there's no fight, there's no want to, there's no, and at times just a pure lack of ability. And you want to know what? I'll say this. I've got to actually go back and look at a lot because Patrick Williams has some turnovers today too. But by the end of that game, I was like, is he trying to pass to a cutter that's not cutting? Like legit, like you saw certain play, like there's a play on the left side. He gets the ball, takes off at the baseline, and just kicks it out of instinct. Doesn't look, just kicks it out of instinct, which tells you he's probably run this play in practice a million times. And he looked to the right, and there was only player standing there was on the Orlando Magic. And I was like, he can't just be throwing this. Like, is he trying to?
No, what we're saying is that his court vision is so good, he sees plays that aren't even there. That's how good his court vision is.
No, we know the thing I'm saying, and I'm not.
No, I get what you're saying. No, I understand what you're saying.
Him, but I feel like we're very down on a lot of these young players because there's a lot of players on this team that should be making plays that just aren't, and I think that might be a little bit of the case as well. I have no idea what's going on with this team as a whole, heart wise, want to wise, fight wise. They're all. It is what it is.
Continuity. That's what it is.
We don't even have the best continuity. I saw you say that on your post-game show. You were like, the Bulls win the continuity battle. No, we don't. Bucks have better continuity. The Celtics have better continuity.
No, by continuity, I meant, but they still all those teams made changes. We have the most continuity because we said, hey, listen, we see all you guys improving. We staying exactly where we are. Like, it was one thing to say, hey, we see all these teams improving in the offseason, but you know what? We think with continuity and with health, we can be right up there with them. Then you make it through to the trade deadline and you see, hey, listen, we didn't. They all passed this. We were wrong. And then you say, hey, you know what we're going to do? We're going to double down. We're going to bet on continuity once again. It's going to save us the rest of the season.
When you watch this game tonight, right? The Bulls at one point, I believe, were 0 for 17 from the 3-point line. What is your thought process when it comes to just a system or plays being ran?
What system?
There is no system. Absolutely.
There's like Billy, like
what is leading to 0 for 17?
Bro,
0 for 17 is impressive.
Bro, the Orlando Magic made their third bucket on their third possession in a row. I don't remember the timestamp. I just remember at one point they scored on 3 straight possessions. Yeah. And at that point, you saw the body language of every Chicago Bull player change to, all right, well, you know, I guess we got him. I guess we got the next one. And at that point, it was just like, you're still in the first quarter. What's happening out here, bro? You know, and even Billy Donovan. How many times do you see Billy Donovan get off the bench today? He don't care either. Everybody seems like they are just trying to get. I said it too early. Remember early in the season, I was saying this team reminds me of the 07-08 Chicago Bulls. No, now they are that team. That team about 45 games into the season. They still gave more heart than this team for sure. They still gave way more heart, but you can tell they realize we not making the playoffs probably this season. You can tell with this team now is like, hey, listen, this ain't it.
And I don't know, dog. It's tough for me because it's like we've seen this team go on runs. We've seen this team get hot. The biggest problem, I think the biggest problem that frustrates most Bulls fans is there's like 27 games left. We don't know what this team is. We don't. We have zero answer. AK's still evaluating because he doesn't know either. We have no idea what this Chicago Bulls team is going to be on a night in, night out basis. We don't know what team is going to show up to the United Center. That's insane.
We have 25 games left, bro. 25 games left.
You don't have an identity? We are a top, bro, legitimately. Here's the tough part. We are a top, where are we right now? I believe we're sixth in defense right now. In the entire NBA, we're a top 6 defense. We're not a defensive team. I don't know what in the world we're doing that we're a top 6 defense, but we're not a defensive team. They would struggle to stop me and you if we were just thinking about going to the bucket. And all we'd have to do is pump fake, and they go flying halfway to hell.
We're eighth right. We're eighth in plus box plus minus as the team is. Like, that's crazy to me. How can we be 8th and be the 12th seed right now? We defy all basketball logic, bro. There's nothing that's logical about this team, brother.
If you pump faked right now, somebody would jump on that train that just went by.
Yeah, oh, for sure. Listen. DeMar just pump fake 15 times, and he just jumped to try to block the shot.
There's nothing when it comes to the stats that are out right now that tells you what's wrong with the Chicago Bulls. There's nothing that comes to the day in, day out play on the court that tells you what's wrong with the Chicago Bulls. And it's not as simple as Billy Donovan isn't doing something. It's not as simple as we don't have a point guard. It's not as simple as Zach LaVine just sucks some nights and some nights.
And another one, let's debunk this. It's not as simple as Lonzo Ball fixes all this for us. It's not that either.
Well, I thought that was throwing it in with the point guard. I'll say it makes you better.
It does make you better.
You still got a lot of here's the tough part. It makes you a lot better because of nights like tonight. I don't know if it makes me feel like this team is going to win a championship better, but it does make you a lot better because of nights like tonight. Whether he was running a half-court sets or not, which Lonzo wasn't. Lonzo was basically out there just kind of, let's get the ball up here, but let's get the ball movement going. It takes the ball out of Zach LaVine's hand on decision-making moments.
Somebody said on my live stream today that they want to see Zach LaVine operate more as a point guard and call plays. And I said, what have you seen in the history of basketball that keep in mind, Zach LaVine was drafted as a point guard. They found out very early on that ain't the position for him.
And the weird part is he can pass.
He can pass.
Decision making.
He can't read a defense to save his life, though.
He got 5 assists tonight, 5 turnovers. He's like Mitch Trubisky.
Zach LaVine is the Mitchell Trubisky of basketball. That is a hot take. We're going to ride out of the first segment. Next up, we're going to talk about some of the things specifically that we feel are ailing the Bulls. And it's not a surprising stat. I wish I could say it's a surprising stat. It's a hugely concerning one, though. But before we get into that, I got to talk to you guys about LinkedIn. As a small business owner or hiring manager, you know that success in 2023 all depends on the team members you surround yourself with. And if those team members can or can't hit open shots, that's why you have to come check out LinkedIn Jobs. With LinkedIn Jobs, you can hire the qualified candidates more efficiently by matching open roles with people who have the skills, values, and experiences to help you achieve your goals. LinkedIn Jobs helps you quickly attract qualified candidates to your open jobs with targeting tools. They go beyond the resume data by using insights from your job posts, the company, and their over 875 million member profiles to put your post in front of the most qualified candidates. Identify the most qualified candidates on LinkedIn Jobs and connect with them fast and for free. LinkedIn Jobs makes it easy to screen and rate applicants based on your job qualifications all on one platform. It's why small businesses rate LinkedIn Jobs #1 in delivering quality hires versus the leading competitors. LinkedIn Jobs helps you find the qualified candidates you want to talk to faster. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/LockedOnNBA. That's linkedin.com/LockedOnNBA to post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply. So what we're saying is that AK really should have used LinkedIn Jobs for in free agency. Is what we're basically saying. You could have found some 3-point shooters out there.
Got a better LinkedIn read from you, by the way. We've had some concerning.
We had some rough ones, bro. That was
concerning.
Yeah, we had some rough ones. One of the stats I'm going to start this off with: over the last 3 games, the Bulls are 13 of 68 from the 3-point line. How concerning is that to you, brother?
It's concerning, right? But it's also literally just Kobe White went into a shooting slump a little bit, right? Like that's literally all it is.
He's been in a season-long shooting slump.
Yeah, he's the only he's the only one that really knocks down the 3 ball on this team. He's like, Vooch can't shoot 3s anymore. All right, put him in the paint. Like, this is fixable. We just have to be smarter than this. Zach LaVine, like, it's not like we were this 3-point shooting juggernaut, right? Like, we had one game.
Oh, no, we were last in the NBA in 3-point attempts last season, too. So
we had one game this year. We were like 14 for 16 from 3. We used them all up in that game. It's going to take us a couple of games to get back to where we can start making some again. I don't know. It's a concerning stat, but it's more of a concerning stat based on the team's construction. It's more of a concerning stat based on the fact that you tried to sell Goran Dragic to us as this shooter that was going to come in and just be able to light it up from the 3-point line. He just hasn't been later on in the season. Started the season off as that guy, but at the end of the season, he hasn't been that guy. Zach LaVine, if he's not knocking down the 3 ball, I mean, those are your 3s. And also, DeMar DeRozan is taking a lot more 3s. Way too many.
I feel like he's trying to prove. Like, I feel like there's a lot of pettiness going on this team right now, bro. I feel like there's a lot of people just like, oh, you want me to shoot 3s? Bet, say less. And it's like he only took 2 in this game, but just way too. What's he shooting on the season this year, though? Like, I don't know, bro. That game he went 5 for 5, inflated his confidence, bro. Like, it's like, hey man, listen, please stop. Please stop.
0.7 out of 1.8 attempts, but yeah, he did. He took 6 in the Cleveland game too. He's 2 for 6 in that game. It's just like, good Lord, bro. It's like, I don't know, man. Like, to me, it's a concerning stat, but it's only a concerning stat because the Bulls are built this way. They're built with a 2005 offense that's not meant to take, that has a couple of 3-point shooters that are sharp shooters, and that's the team, right? Like, your 3-point shooters on this team off the top of your head are Zach LaVine, Kobe White, Nikola Vucevic.
Patrick Williams by percentage as well.
Okay. I'll agree. It don't be happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. I feel you. I'm just saying by percentage, he's our best 3-point shooter. That's just
even that, right? Like if he knocks down 2 tonight, 2 for 4, that changes things a little bit. But I don't know, man. Like there's just too many nights. I've had this realization. I had this realization breaking it down on the breeze, and I want to bring it here. Teams like this can have a couple of pieces out of position. We have too many pieces playing out of position. We have too many pieces not playing the role that they should be playing. We have a point guard that's really a combo guard that we're trying to force into being a point guard because we don't have a real point guard on the roster. We have a 2 guard that has to play point guard half the time because we still don't have a point guard on the roster. Really bad with decision making. He's a really good shooter if you give him an opportunity to play off ball, but now he's got to be on the ball 90% of the time. We have a 3 guard who is a 2 guard who's eating up half of the spaces that Zach LaVine used to be able to dominate in the mid-range because that's his spot where he operates best from. So he's the king of there. So you have to give him the mid-range, which eats up half the spots where Zach LaVine and Nikola Vucevic can operate. You have a 4 who's really a 3 that you drafted as a 3 that can operate as a 4 in this NBA that we kind of just be like, hey, man, just go out there and do something. And we have a 5 that's the only person that's in the real position, and we don't want to give him the basketball.
Bro, like, I'm telling you, it's literally like they said, hey, you're great at doing this, so I want you to do everything else but that. That's literally what we're doing. What we're asking of so many players on the team. Here's the thing that you do really, really good. Here's the thing that you possibly made it to the NBA for.
Yeah.
But we want you to do everything but take that ball and throw it away. Do everything else. It doesn't make sense, bro.
It doesn't make sense. And just the construction of this team, I get it, right? It makes a little bit more sense. But like the biggest difference is when you had Lonzo here, Zach LaVine was playing at a natural spot that he was able to operate from. He can play off of the ball, go out there, get open shots, go up for oops, dunk it down, boom, be this amazing athlete that he is. Lonzo was your starting point. You can live with DeMar DeRozan being out of position because you know what? You've got 3 guys in the right position. You have 4 out of your 5 starting basketball players on your team that don't play the position they're supposed to be playing. That's crazy. And I'm gonna be real with you. Listen, I still think that AK is a good coach. A good GM. I think that the Lonzo setback is a major one, right? Like that was a setback he wasn't able to calculate for, especially thinking that he probably was going to come back at some point this season, and then halfway through he doesn't. But dog, you got to do something. You gotta make some kind of adjustment. You have to make some kind of addition. And I'm gonna be real with you. There's no addition on the buyout market that's going to change this team.
Oh yeah, there's some pieces that can help, but it's like, all right, cool. You helping us. We just figured it all out. Hold on, we just found out that AK has been in R&D and they came up with something. They came back with something. This is gonna fix everything for the Chicago Bulls. This is the knee brace from the Dark Knight Returns that made him be able to do karate and gave him super strength. This is going to come back and fix the Chicago Bulls right there. You see that right there? They're investing all the money they didn't spend in free agency has been invested in R&D to actually develop this knee brace. That's what's going to save the Chicago Bulls.
Nah. I need him to develop the suit that the old Batman had so he could fight Superman. Like, that's what Lonzo Ball needs, just to control his movements and just get him back in. You know what I mean? And like we're gonna head to this last segment. We're gonna talk about a young player that brought energy off of the bench, but you saw how far energy really gets you. Pat Bev's going to bring energy. Russell Westbrook is going to bring a little bit more skill than Pat Bev is and energy. But like, is that going to change this team around? Are we going to look at this team in the second half of the season and all of a sudden just be like, wow, thank God we got that energy on the court. Thank God we got that heart on the court with just that guy. Because you know what? Alex Caruso brings heart. There's 5 Alex Carusos out there. There's 5 Javonte Greens out there. We've been talking about this all season. Since Lonzo Ball went down, the Bulls are what? 30.
I don't know.
It ain't good. It's like 38 and like 45 or something like that. Like, it's not pretty.
Yeah. But hey, Lonzo's ready to check in. He's ready to check in. We coming back. He's ready to check in. This is how Lonzo Ball's going to have to come back to basketball so he can stay healthy. He's ready to check in for the Chicago Bulls. Alley-oop machine. Watch your heads.
Hey, man, I'm telling you, dog, that is exactly what the Chicago Bulls need from their point guard position right now. Batman. Anyway, We have so many games left, dog. Like,
We got 25 more games. We got 2 months left of this, bro.
Y'all better make sure y'all rock with us on this, man, because good Lord, this is a long season, and I don't know how we all gonna get through it. Can you imagine? I said this on my show the other day before I do this read. Appreciate y'all for showing love. Can you imagine if we didn't have like this Bulls community that we've like built up and rock with and people that really support us? Like if we had to just watch these games alone and then just go to bed. Can you imagine how like terrible life would be? Like,
so many of us would be out of jobs and be like, why you come in to work with an attitude today, bro? Don't even worry.
Shut up. But hey, man, before we get into this final segment, we're going to break down the fact that the Rook got some time. Dalen Terry was nice on the court today. We do want to talk to you guys about FanDuel.com. We're here at the midway point of the NBA season, and it's the perfect time to download FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, because new customers get the no-sweat first bet on up to $1,000. That's a bonus bet. If your first bet doesn't win, just download the FanDuel Sportsbook app. It's safe, secure, super easy to use. Then you can bet on everything from the money line, points scored, threes drained. Plus, FanDuel even lets you combine your bets for a chance at a bigger payout with the same game parlay. So don't miss the chance to get your no sweat first bet up to $1,000 in bonus bets when you go to FanDuel.com/locked-on. That's FanDuel.com/locked-on to learn more. Make every moment more with FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NBA.
Right now, if you had to bet on the Chicago Bulls winning 10 or more games for the rest of the season, would you bet the over or the under?
Because of how weird this team is, I probably still would bet the over. And I'd just be like, they're gonna make us like get hope again, aren't they? They're gonna give us just enough hope for us to just have our hope dashed when like the play-in tournament starts and we get our head kicked in by 50.
Oh, I can totally see that. The Chicago Bulls ride into the play-in tournament on a 12-game winning streak. We're like, hey, man, we finally got the momentum. We lost by 40.
Hey,
okay.
Charlotte. Like Charlotte makes you run in there. To Charlotte or something. Dog. Like,
without LaMelo.
Terry Rozier has 65 on us.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah, it's a tough time out here, bro.
But the Rook did get some tick, bro. Dalen Terry. I will say this: he looked pretty good in the minutes there. Do you think Dalen Terry, especially with now we don't know what's going on with Derrick Jones Jr., Javonte, we haven't really gotten we are now at that point of being almost at the 4-week mark. We don't have any updates on Javonte either. Do you think Dalen Terry did enough maybe to get a look at maybe a 8-minute stretch in the next game that maybe he can build off on that? What do you think?
Fam, at this point, if he didn't, it's disrespect.
Yeah.
If he didn't show you enough tonight to say that, hey, I need to be on this court at least for the fact that I'm a first-round pick and I need to be learning and developing because I'm a first-round pick, one of the few first-round picks that you've had in the last couple of years, yeah, he should absolutely be on the court. And here's the thing. I love that we saw Dalen on the court because it tells me exactly what I need to know. Energy only gets you so far. Dalen helped the Bulls go on a nice little run. They fought their way back. He played some really good defense on bigger players than him. Jonathan Isaac tried to step up on him. Dalen did a really good job on him. Paolo Banchero, he did a really good job on him. I loved what we saw from the young fella, but here's the thing at the end of the day. It doesn't take you far. I loved it. I enjoyed it. The energy, the fight. I love that he wasn't afraid to go to the bucket. I love that he wasn't afraid to pull the corner three. I love that he was able to get a couple of buckets. I love that he was a little OC in the beginning. I'm not gonna lie. When he like dived in there on the basketball film, there's an angle. Y'all go back and look. That was the most like I'm a hype player angle ever. When like Drummond is fighting for the rebound, can't come away with it, and it's just a straight on camera shot, and you just see Dalen Terry beelining for the basketball, bro. Just like, ain't no way I'm losing it. And then he like runs over the ball and the ball goes out of bounds. I was like, that is exactly what he is. But
you know something that this little bit of stretch did tell me for Dalen Terry, and I've watched most of his games down in the G League. I think I have 2 more that I haven't watched that I need to catch up on. But the one thing that I noticed in this is that, yeah, he's already added like 10 pounds of muscle just this season already. I don't know if it's muscle, but he added 10 pounds. But Dalen Terry with a little bit more size is literally going to be able to guard 4 positions on the court.
Yeah, and the thing is, right, like you have to be able to put him out there for him to do that.
Yeah.
You have to be able to put him out there for him to consistently be able to do that. He's just now. And I will say, Dalen Terry needed to go to the G League. Dalen Terry needed to be down there working with the guys that are down there, because every time he came on the court, he looked like a deer in the headlights.
Yeah,
he did. He looked like the NBA moment was way too big for him. So
he's 19 years old. I mean,
19-year-olds that walk on the court and be like, I'm that guy.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Like, but certain dudes there aren't, right? Like there's certain dudes that do have to come in and they have to, hey, listen, I got to walk on this court right now and I got to be this guy. Oh, wait, this is the NBA and I'm not ready to be this guy. There's some dudes.
Wait, there's sure a lot of people in this stadium.
You know what I mean? Wow, when they say 25,000, they mean 25,000. Wow, that is terrifying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the thing is, right, like, now he's to a point where clearly tonight shows you he's ready for some of these moments. He's ready for himself to be out on that court. And at a minimum, giving you some defensive intensity, giving you some energy. It doesn't change a ton with you. It just doesn't. It makes it more exciting. It makes you be able to go out there and you'll get some tip passes, some deflections going your way. There's still a lot more things that need to be fixed with the Chicago Bulls. Hopefully Dalen does get to the point where we can look at him like Alonzo Ball, because he did play more point guard type roles in college, and so
I was surprised with that. And I will say this: I was surprised at the times that they did allow Dalen Terry to bring the ball up the court today. I mean, it was only like 2 or 3 possessions, but he only had about 4 possessions he played total, and it was. I'll say this: I saw everything I needed to see from Dalen, especially now that it also looks like DeMar DeRozan may be missing some time. So if he is missing time, I'm not saying start Dalen at all, but you're going to see a lot of Dalen Terry. You almost have to, just by the nature of the run.
You got a report that the rest of us missed.
Well, just saying. Cody Westland saying DeMar on his alien leg. Knock on wood. If it's not something that's broke or torn or something, I'm going to figure it out. How to go out there and play every single night. It's all about tolerance of how much I can deal with. But here's the thing. You just missed 3 games because of this hip.
It's probably the first time he's missed 3 games this year too.
Yeah, I mean I don't know, bro. Like seeing DeMar in pain in the fourth quarter like that, it's not something you usually see. So, we'll see.
No, agreed. I think you'll get more Terry time. The tough part, right? Did we get an update on DJJ? Because that was the reason why Dalen Terry
because of DJJ. I don't see anything out there right now on DJJ.
Okay, so there could be time coming to Terry because of that. But guess what? That's when you get time. I would assume we got on the court because we ran out of point guards at one point, and now everybody thinks he's this point guard. He's not. He's a combo guard. But still, clearly, AK wants to go with a lineup that does include Dalen Terry, and he took this kid in the first round. And I said this over on the show, right? Like there are guys. To me, there are guys that went after Dalen Terry that are better players. Walker Kessler to me is a better player. I thought EJ Liddell was a better player, talent-wise. All those guys, right? Like, but the question to me is, okay, can Dalen bring more than those guys are with less talent but a better mentality? That's a mentality that if you even have that question, you need to put that guy on the floor. And if you feel like he's finally getting to the point where he's getting ready, where he can start to get some minutes and not sit there and look terrified, you need to figure that out. Because even coming off of your bench, you don't have a point guard. Kobe White is the first guard off the bench usually. Goran Dragic kind of gets in there and runs a little bit of point, and he does some flashy things with the passes, but he's 37 years old. He's tired. He's tired. Let him go off into the sunset, bro. Like I love Dragic, but he's tired. Listen, Dragic, your plan worked, bro. Like when you Google Dragic Bulls, the Derrick Rose dunk doesn't pop up anymore. That was his whole goal of coming to Chicago. It worked. Perfect. You got it. Let the kid play. Because at least he's giving you something on a night in, night out basis. Or hopefully, right? Like this is the first night, right? Night in. Let's see if night out he's getting something.
All right, we're going to end it on this question from Renewable and Rechargeable Review. Oh, wait, that's not the one I wanted to use. Where did the question go? This chat be refreshing. All right, bet. There it goes. Given that it's their option, why would a buyout guy want to come here? I'm going to answer this very logically. I'm not even going to talk about basketball. Well, a little bit of it. If we're talking about a player like a Russell Westbrook or John Wall, to me, they would want to come here so they can have a partial season of to come in to fill a role that's needed, get a lot of minutes and show, oh no, you see, I still got it before they try to get a bigger contract at the end of the season from another team.
100%. Russ is coming here because he'll start.
I will. He probably will start, but yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, especially when you're talking about Russ, especially as much as he was made to be the blame for the Lakers situation. If Russ comes in over 25, 23 games, whatever it is for the Chicago Bulls, and just looks like Russ in a starting lineup, regardless of the result, because keep in mind, nobody's going to blame Russ for the Bulls sucking over the back half last 25 games. They're not going to do it because we were sucking before. So a player like Russ can come into this team, do what he needs to do, because Billy's probably going to let him do whatever he wants, and then he's going to be able to go into free agency, wiping away, cleansing that palate from the Lakers, and just then try to negotiate a contract with another team.
Hey, I'm gonna be honest with you. If Russ come in here and look like Russ, we gonna win a lot of games. Take that over.
I guarantee you, he gonna look real good, and we gonna be real fun in a lot of losses.
I don't know. Russ has contributed to a lot of wins in his career,
and and he's gotten a lot of triple doubles and losses as well. That's all I'm saying.
Sure. But I don't even know. I don't even know if that's the player that he's coming here to be, and I think that's the question. What player are you gonna have him come here and be? That's the real question there, right? Like, and I agree with you. The fact that like they basically told him in Utah, we don't know what your role is.
Exactly.
But it's not in the starting lineup. Like, that's basically what they've told Russ per reports. So it's like, okay, so you'll probably end up seeing him get bought out. Maybe he goes down to Miami. That would be bad.
I think that'd be worse than coming to the Bulls.
That'd be bad, bro. Because first off, there'll be 3 fights again because everybody will want to fight one.
Bro, Russ and Jimmy Butler together. Listen, you thought Dwayne Wade and Jimmy got Hollywood, bro? Come on, fam.
Hey, bro, Russ would be going ham, and nobody would be scoring. But I mean, like, he's gonna get the minutes here. John Wall's an interesting one. John Wall's one where he might actually come off the bench just because of the construction of your roster right now. I don't think that he's a less of a talent than Io, but like you'd have like 3 ISO players in your starting lineup right now. And I don't know if that helps you, but I don't know, man. At the end of the day, buyout players ain't gonna save us.
Yeah, no.
They're in the buyout for a reason.
Yeah. Case in point there. That's it for tonight, Pat. Go ahead and send us home, bro.
Follow us on everything at Locked On Bulls. As you guys are sitting here on the Twitter side, make sure you hit that follow button. You can follow us both, or follow me on everything at Pat the Designer. Appreciate y'all for showing love.
You can follow me at CEO Haize, at CEO Haize. And thank you for making Locked On Bulls your first listen today. Now for your second listen, go out and check out Game to Game NBA. Every moment, every top performance, every result. Locked On Game to Game covers every game from across the NBA with local analysis that only Locked On can deliver. Follow Game to Game on Locked On NBA, available on the Odyssey app, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcasts. For Pat the Designer, I'm Haize. This is Locked On Bulls. Peace, y'all.
Peace.